Chuck Schumer. He joins us. Chris, you agree with this, that the president, by defending the national anthem, is being a racist?
You know, I don't know that he's being a racist, but it surely does appeal to a certain racist part of his base. I'm not saying his whole base is racist, but there are definitely people who this appeals to, and he's picking a fight once again with a black athlete in an attempt to distract us from an economy that, while growing for some, is producing inflation that is really hurting others, particularly people in his base.
Yeah, but that's got the fact that they're black athletes, the flag, the national anthem. There's very few things in a republic that are supposed to be for everybody, that we all agree on, particularly in fractious times.
Yep.
It's not in your interest, is it, to make standing for the national anthem just a thing that right-wing conservatives do?
No, look, I always stand for the anthem, but I thank God every day I live in a country where I don't have to. This is America. You are free to protest. And in fact, taking a knee during the national anthem has been discussed as a reasonable, appropriate, and very respectful protest.
No.
We should really be dealing, oh, absolutely. You speak to people over the years within veterans communities and others. This is a very respectful way to protest. They're not out there. They're not out there.
There's people pumping fists. They're walking around. You can take a knee for King George III. You got rid of George III, so you don't take the knee. You stand up for the national. The point about a national anthem is everybody's got to do the same thing for it, or it's not a national anthem anymore.
But, you know, the point of living in a democratic republic is everybody could do what they want to do, particularly around a song being played at an event. It is freedom. You do not fight for the flag or the anthem. You fight for the freedoms that the flag and the anthem represents.
No, because it's not a First Amendment issue. I have a First Amendment right to shout F words at your grandmother's funeral. But it's not something that should be done. And to defend it as an abstract right is absurd. Any civilized society depends on people having respecting minimal social norms. It's something even to do with America.
Yeah.
If you're at an international game and they play the Canadian anthem or the French anthem or the German anthem, or like with these Jacksonville Jaguar players who stood up for God Save the Queen at Wembley Stadium, they understood with a foreign anthem that it's polite and seemly to get to your feet, but not with their own anthem.
Let me just explain this to you, because you may not have learned this in school. In a free society like ours, you do not have to stand compulsory for anything.
No.
You can do what you want to do as long as you are not hurting others. There is no law that says stand. We don't live in the age of 1984 where you do what the party tells you. In America, you can peacefully protest whenever you want, wherever you want.
Let me explain something to you, Chris, since we're all explaining things to each other. Of course not. Everyone accepts that there's a legal right to do things. There's a legal right to be a boorish, narcissistic, multi-million-dollar buffoon who doesn't understand a basic societal norm like standing for the anthem of a society that has enriched him. Defending this kind of narcissistic, self-indulgent buffoonery as some abstract freedom is completely ridiculous. I accept that no one's going to throw them in jail. Bob Mueller isn't going to indict them and toss them in jail for 200 years over it, but it's still not something that you guys should be defending.
Hey, look, I am defending people's rights to express themselves peacefully without bothering other people. I respect that right. And look, the president has bigger things to worry about than whether a couple of athletes are kneeling on Sunday. And I know it's a double whammy for him here on this anniversary of his ridiculous remarks after Charlottesville. It's a double whammy because the NFL rejected him many years ago, wouldn't let him buy a team. So he gets that, and he gets to charge up his base. And that is, look, we need the president focusing on bringing people together, not pulling them apart over this.
Well, there's no point bringing people. There's no point bringing people together who can't even agree on the national anthem. You might as well say, let's have "Wake Me Up Before You Go" for white people and the Macarena for black people, and for transgender bathroom protests, we can have a completely different anthem. Thank you for that, Chris. Yeah, carry on. You get a last word.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a
Look,
lot. Thanks a lot.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We respect the anthem, but we also respect people's right to do what they want in this country.
Okay, we'll see how that works out. We'll see if there's enough societal glue left when there's not enough for a national anthem. Democrats across the country are turning against Nancy Pelosi. Is it time for her to step down? And if so, who can replace her? That's next on Tucker Carlson.